Hey everyone, Rob, Sigma 3 Survival School today, and I am in northern Pennsylvania in the Allegheny Mountains, and it's a balmy 15 degrees outside, and I figured what better time while I'm out practicing some bushcraft to tell you all about my favorite piece of wool clothing and why I love it so much, why the price is worth it, and why I bought two of them.
Hi, this is Ralph, and I am the founder of Weatherwool. Weatherwool is about making the best woolen outerwear we can figure out how to make, always the best materials, always satisfaction guaranteed. We are always pure American, and we love to have Weatherwool compared to anything else on the market. When we started this company, it took us 3 years just to design the fabric that would go into our garments, because the fabric that we required to meet our specs simply did not exist commercially. We had to develop it ourselves, starting with the best wool from the best ranches in America.
First and foremost, I've got to talk about the features of the Weatherwool Anorak and why I prefer it over other anoraks out there, such as like the Leicester River. One of the big things is ventilation. You know, when you're out here in cold weather and you're sweating all the time, you've got to be able to vent some of that heat out when you're moving and you have activity. And the main thing that I love is these side zips. This allows me to cool off while I'm moving, hiking up hills, things like that. The next big feature is the front pocket, the hand warmer, and I can put my knife, my saw, gloves, all kinds of extra stuff. I even carry my camera equipment in here sometimes. Next big feature is the front pocket. I can put 2 cell phones, 2 batteries, odds and ends, lighters, you name it. You can fit all kinds of stuff in there. Then you've got, you know, the button up front. No big deal there. The one big difference between this and other manufacturers is that it has slot buttons. And slot buttons are about 4 or 5 times higher quality. The threading's not going to break on you, so you're not going to get buttons that pop off on this Weatherwool. Another nice feature is having this, you know, little hidden pocket in here. I can stick cell phone, I can stick wallet, I can stick all that kind of different stuff. The next being the hood. The hood is a big deal. It's cut to where it hangs over your face, but I can still see in my peripheral vision. That makes a big difference. And then if I want to tighten things up back here, all I've got to do is pull this strap. And I can pull that, tighten that back up, pull it against my face, and then I've got the draw cord, you know, when I really need to keep the heat in around my head. As most of you know, I'm a full-time survival instructor, and I've been doing it full-time for almost a decade. So the tools and clothing that I decide to choose or purchase is very important to me. It basically determines my performance in the wilderness and my overall comfort. And my one go-to item over the last year, the clothing that I have chosen more than any other piece of clothing that I've ever owned in my entire life, is the Weatherwool Anorak. And there's a lot of reasons behind that. And one of the things that is so amazing about this piece of equipment is the overall versatility it has in different environments. I have worn this piece of clothing doing trapping classes in -10 degrees, all the way up to wearing it in warm weather environments in 75 degrees. I have never come across a piece of wool that I can wear in so many different climates and still maintain comfort. The thing that separates Weatherwool from a lot of other companies out there, such as King of the Mountain, Leicester River Bushcraft, Empire Wool and Canvas, I own jackets and pieces of equipment from all of those different companies, and their prices range anywhere from $300 to $600 for a jacket for, you know, the finest grade stuff that you can get out there for outdoors materials. And I'm telling you without a doubt that the Weatherwool product is hands down better in every aspect. It is a better feel, better fit, more versatile, has better pockets, has a better finish, and is a piece of clothing that you won't just purchase and throw in the closet and only break out when it's super cold. This is something that you will not only wear in the outdoors, but you can also wear in a casual setting. You know, say you want to go out to dinner, you know, casual get-togethers with friends in a house, you know, that's 70 degrees. This isn't a jacket that you're going to die sweating inside, which is one of the many reasons I prefer it over the other brands of jackets that I've currently own or have owned in the past, because not only can I use it for my outdoor lifestyle, but I can also use it for my personal lifestyle in an urban environment. Alright, so I need to talk a little bit about base layers and the options that you have available. As far as just wearing the Anorak or just wearing weather wool, your temperature rating is going to go down to, you're going to be comfortable down to about 25 degrees without having some kind of base layer on. 3 types of base layers that I wear. Sometimes I go completely all wool, which is recommended. If you're going to be wet at all, wool is the best option. But I also like Under Armour level 4 gear. It's a lot more durable than wool is. It's a little bit warmer, and the downside to any kind of synthetic material is that it starts to stink. So I can't wear Under Armour in the field as long as I can wool, but it does have some advantages that wool doesn't have. So wool power, expedition weight, base layers is great. I also like Helly Hansen. They've got this new Lifa fiber, but the thing I wear probably more than anything is my Under Armour level 4 cold weather gear. So here's the deal. You know, I've been out in the field for going on almost a week out in very cold conditions, anywhere from, you know, sun shining and, you know, 15 degrees to in the middle of a snowstorm. Started in the Allegheny Mountains, went to Niagara Falls, now I'm in south of Erie, PA, and I've lived in my weather wool the entire time. You know, it's freezing cold right now, and I'm only wearing 1 base layer. I could definitely beef it up, and I'm wearing my Fjallraven Vita Pro pants with some Under Armour level 4 cold weather gear, and you just can't beat this Anorak. Blocks the wind, keeps me warm. In snow, it, you know, keeps me dry, and even if the fabric gets wet, you know, I'm still good to go. And when you do what I do for a living, when you're homeless and you travel all over the country and you teach survival and you need professional grade equipment, because you got to think about it, I'm homeless. I literally live in the clothes that I purchase, and so it's got to be high quality stuff. It's got to be something that if I'm stuck in Erie, PA, in the middle of a snowstorm, I'm going to survive. I'm going to be okay. And I'm telling you, without a doubt, the extra money for the Anorak is worth it. You know, there's some cheaper stuff out there on the market, but you're not going to get more bang for your buck than you are with this system. And it's something you can wear in conditions like this, or you can go to a nice dinner party and nobody's ever going to know the difference. It's about performance, it's about quality, it's about comfort, and it is worth the extra couple $100 to get something that is blow your mind good versus something that's going to hang in your closet because it's itchy and scratchy. Weather wool is the wool for people who don't even like wool. It is, you know, something you can wear directly on your skin. So, you know, if you want to pick one of these up, great. If you can afford it, it's not in everybody's budget. But if you do have the money for it, it's definitely worth a look into. And, you know, a lot of guys are going to bag on me for pushing a $600 Anorak. But you know what? Everybody's doing budget bushcraft. And I want to be the guy out there that is pushing the best of the best, creme de la creme, professional grade, bushcrafting, outdoor equipment. Stuff that you can, you know, pass on down to your kids. It's an heirloom item from father to son, you know, 10 to 15 years from now, because it's going to last, it's going to stand up, and it's going to do the things that you need it to do when you need it the most. Just like what I have right here. Doesn't get any better than this. Lifestyles of the rich and homeless, on the road again.
Customer service is huge here at Weatherwool. Feel free to call me literally anytime, 24/7. My number's on the website. The main office number is normally forwarded to my cell phone. In order to stand behind our products and show you the confidence that we have, we offer no-risk field trials. Get some Weatherwool, try it in the field for a month or two, do whatever you want to do out in the field. It's all good by us. If you're not happy with your Weatherwool, send it back for a full refund.
Hey guys, how you doing? This is William Myers from Manus Outdoors and Prepared Mind 101. Robert asked me to do a short video coming to you and talking to you about Weatherwool, and figured while I'm walking back to my camp, I'll take this opportunity to shoot this video, chat with you guys. Weatherwool, in my opinion, covers that most important priority in the outdoors. You know, for what you're going to do, outdoor recreation or bushcraft or whatever you call what you're doing in the outdoors, and that's controlling core body temperature, and it does so very extremely well. You know, a lot of people, they focus on fire making skills and mastering those skills and shelter building and things like that, and that's great. It's awesome. It's also fun. But what we choose to wear when we walk out into the outdoors is just as important, sometimes maybe even more important. You know, what are you going to spend more time in, your shelter or your jacket? So, you know, what you choose to leave the house with and what you choose to put on your actual body, in my opinion, is extremely important. And, you know, right now, this is my second season in Weatherwool, and I couldn't be any more happier. You know, right now, I think it's negative, or not negative, but it's 4 degrees out right now. As you can see, we're in a winter wonderland. Beautiful little trail going back to my camp. Got about 4 or 5 people out here right now with me. It's a great day. Doing some skills, do some shelter building techniques. And I'm in Weatherwool. I have the pants, I have a mouton hat and a jacket, and the all-around jacket. And I've done a video about the jacket as well, and you know, there's a pretty decent breeze going right now, and with my experience with wool, that's one of the things that kills it, is the wind that comes through. And you know, if the weave's not very tight, or if you're using like an army blanket or something like that, that weave's not very tight, the wind's just going to come right through it and just rob you of all that heat. So that's one thing that Weatherwool prevents. It's such tight weave, it's so warm, and then when there is a little bit of a breeze, it doesn't penetrate that weave. So you hold in, you retain all that body heat, and that's something that, in my opinion, sets it apart from really any other competition that's out there right now. So I'm incredibly impressed with Weatherwool. Like I said, this is my second season wearing it, and when I leave the house, there's nothing else, in this temperatures especially, there's nothing else that I put on except for Weatherwool. A couple layers, but the outer layer, my outer layer is always Weatherwool. And like I said, I couldn't be happier, guys. So, you know, if you guys choose to pick up some of this stuff, use their products, you will not be sorry. I guarantee that. You will be very happy. And you guys can look me up at Manus Outdoors on YouTube, also at manusoutdoorsllc.com. And you can catch me on Prepared Mind 101 as well. Sorry, I got a little ADD, a rabbit just crossed the road. I'm like, squirrel. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully we'll see you out in the woods.
One of the most important parts of this video is really just about explaining how superior this wool is to a lot of other types of wool that are out there on the market. And nobody really does it better than the manufacturer. And at their website, weatherwool.com, you can come up here to Our Fabric, and it will give you a rundown of basically from the source of the wool all the way through the manufacturers getting directly into Weatherwool's hands, and the tailoring, and you know what kind of stitching it uses, and how thick the fibers are, and why they're superior, and you know how their wool is 5 times more expensive because of the process that they use. And they really just kind of break down why the product is superior, why it has the performance results that it does, and why I think that, you know, of all the different wool products that you could you know, that you could purchase out there, from King of the Mountain to Leicester River Bushcraft to all these different companies, these guys really explain where the money is spent. It is spent in the wool and the processing of it, and very little is spent on markup, marketing, retail. So if you understand anything about how retail works, a manufacturer produces it, doubles the price, sells it to wholesale to somebody who's going to market that product, and then they go out and double the price of it again. Well, there really is no markup on this product. We really make absolutely nothing off of this by the time shipping and everything is all kind of calculated up. So whenever we offer a discount on it, it's extremely rare. But anyways, go over here and check out and read all these different articles that Ralph has written on the science and properties of wool and what separates Rambouillet wool from the rest of the stuff that's out there on the market.